everybody, and welcome back to Akshata's Recipes. Thank you so much for stopping by. Well, today's recipe is another Goan delight. It is actually a anytime snack or a tea time snack, and it's called Alle Belle, which are basically these light crepes or pancakes that are filled with this lovely jaggery and coconut filling. It's very simple to make, it gets ready in minutes, and the ingredients are very simple, ingredients that you always have in your kitchen or your pantry. My grandmother used to make this for me mostly on Pancake Tuesdays, but she used to also make it for me whenever the ingredients were available at home and whenever I was really very hungry and wanted something sweet. So I hope you like today's recipe, and if you do, then don't forget to give it a big like, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button that you see below this video, and share Akshata's recipes with family and friends. And of course, once you've subscribed, don't forget to click the bell so that way you'll get messages whenever I put up a new recipe on my channel. I have a whole playlist dedicated to Goan recipes. There's loads and loads of Goan recipes, Christmas recipes, Easter recipes, and just general Goan curries and fish fries and everything. So you can just go to my homepage, go to the playlist section and just search for the Goan playlist. You'll have loads of recipes there, and I'm going to be coming up with many, many more too. So friends, let's get started with this amazing Alle Belle. So we're going to start by making this lovely jaggery and coconut filling. The ingredients for this are 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of jaggery, you can use sugar instead, 1.5 cup of fresh coconut grated, half a teaspoon of elaichi or cardamom powder. I have a recipe for this cardamom powder. I'll leave it in the description box below. So we're going to heat a pan and add 2 tablespoons of water. To that we're going to add our jaggery or our ghul, and we're going to mix all of this very, very well together till the jaggery completely dissolves in the water. You can do the same with the sugar if you're opting to use sugar. So once everything gets nice and mixed and dissolved, we get a kind of a caramel liquid. You're going to do this on a low to medium flame, not on a very high flame. And once you come to this consistency, you're going to add 1.5 cup of fresh coconut which has been grated. And now we're going to mix all of this very well together because we want the lovely jaggery liquid to coat the coconut very well and fry it a bit. Now I'm going to add this homemade elaichi powder or cardamom powder. Like I said before, there is a recipe for this. I will leave a link below on how to make your homemade cardamom powder. And to elevate the taste of this dish, I'm going to add a few teaspoons of this clarified butter or homemade ghee. And we're going to fry all of this very well together till it gets a lovely golden brown color. This filling, you can eat it by itself. It's so very, very delicious. So you're going to fry this for some time, for at least about a minute or two on a low to medium flame till you get that lovely caramelized golden brown color. And then once that's done, you're just going to keep it aside in a bowl to come to room temperature. And now it's time to make these beautiful crepes or pancakes, which are really light and really, really delicious. So for this, we require very few ingredients which we have regularly in our kitchen pantry. Now here is 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour maida. You can use whole wheat flour too. Half a teaspoon of baking powder, 3/4 cup of regular sugar. You can also use icing sugar or ground sugar. This is half a cup of milk. Now your milk has to either be cold or it has to be at room temperature. Don't use very hot milk. 1/4 cup of water. Same goes with the water. It should be either cold or at room temperature. The reason being we're going to be using an egg also in this recipe. So 1 egg and 1/3 cup of melted butter. and of course a little pinch of salt. So let's begin making this amazing crepes or pancakes. So I take the flour in a bowl. First, we're going to mix all the dry ingredients. So to this, I'm going to be adding my baking powder, my salt to taste. I think I'm going with 1/4 teaspoon. The sugar. And we're going to mix all these dry ingredients well together. Give them a nice, thorough mix. Now for the wet ingredients, I'm going to first beat the egg in a separate bowl. Now we're going to add the milk as well as the butter and give it a nice whisk. Now we're going to add our dry ingredients to this wet mixture. And we're going to give everything a good mix. Now we're going to add a little water at a time because we want a little runny kind of a consistency. So just add a little at a time till you get a nice smooth consistency for these crepes. We don't want a very thick dosa kind of consistency, a little lighter than a dosa. So it should be this very runny and smooth texture. So now we're going to heat a pan. I'm using a cast iron pan. You can use a regular pan or a non-stick pan, just a wide one. Now I'm going to brush it with a little bit of clarified butter, just a little bit of it. Just coat the pan evenly. Your pan has to be nice and hot. Again on a low to medium flame. And now I'm just going to be pouring about 2.5 ladles of this mixture at the center of the pan. And you'll see that it immediately starts to bubble. And now holding the handle, you're just going to swirl the pan around till the liquid nicely spreads out evenly, because we want a very thin kind of crepe. So just ensure that, you keep doing that till all of the liquid spreads out. And then you'll find these little holes or bubbles at the surface of the crepe. And once the edges start becoming golden brown, you just flip it over and just fry it for about half a minute on the other side. And once done, just take it out and keep it in a plate. So with the amount of ingredients I'm using, I get exactly 4 of these Alle Belle or stuffed pancakes. And now is the fun part, which is the assembling of this lovely Alle Belle. Now, you take a plate and you place this crepe or pancake on the plate. You take a little bit of the filling, place it in the center, and just with your fingers, just even it out into a kind of a sausage or something like in the middle. And this is the way you're going to fold it. So you fold it and then you seal up the edges and tightly roll up the crepe. And there your pancake is ready. Now, you can, if you want a little paler look to it, you can put the brown side on the inside and then put the filling on that side. If you want it even more tastier, you can just drizzle a little bit of melted clarified butter. And this is how you fold it and tightly roll it in. It's very elastic, so it will not tear. And in this way, you make your lovely stuffed Goan pancakes. Now do watch the video till the end because I am going to be showing you a particular Goan tradition that we follow in the month of August. So this is how I made all the 4 crepes. This is even a great tiffin item to give your kids. It's so healthy and so delicious. You can always substitute the maida or the all-purpose flour with whole wheat flour and make it even more healthier. So do let me know if you all add anything more to the filling to make it even more delicious. And there, friends, your lovely Alle Belle or stuffed Goan pancakes are ready. They go best with a nice hot cup of tea. So do try out this recipe and do let me know how you like it. It's one of my favorite tea time recipes. Of patoles. Now here I've taken about 2 cups of rice, washed it well, and we're going to soak it for at least 10 hours. These are some haldi leaves that I have, in my garden. Some of them are small, some of them are big. And here I'm just going to be grinding about 2 cardamoms to a very fine powder, cardamoms or elaichi. I'll just take them off the pod and I'm going to make them into a very fine powder. So now let's prepare the coconut and jaggery filling. So here I have exactly 1 cup of freshly grated coconut, 1 cup of Goa jaggery, which is the dark jaggery, also known as palm sugar, and the elaichi or cardamom that I just ground. Now, if you don't get the Goa jaggery, the nearest thing to it is this dark palm sugar that you get. And otherwise, you can just use regular, jaggery, that is the light brown color. If you don't have access to the Goa jaggery, it's fine. Now we just have to mix these 3 ingredients on a very low to medium flame. And you will see that the coconut oozes out its oil, as well as the jaggery just starts to melt and everything just comes together. So this should take you about 2 minutes or 3 minutes on a low to medium flame, where everything starts coming together. So now just take this mixture, this filling out, and we'll keep it aside to cool. Now let's get on with making our rice paste. So now I'm going to drain out all the water from the rice that we soaked for about 10 to 12 hours. This is very important if you want to get a nice rice paste. So even overnight is also good enough. And now we're just going to add a pinch of salt. And we're going to grind this to a very thick paste. It's almost like a thick, Fevicol or gluish consistency. Now I'm just going to pat dry my haldi or saffron leaves well, or turmeric leaves, and we are going to just apply this mixture. Now we don't want a very thick paste, we don't want a very thin paste also, so it should just be evenly spread out and not very thick, not very thin. So 1 coat of the paste, not 2 or not very fine. And this paste is so easy. It's very easy to work with. So just apply it. And then we're just going to put this filling, onto the paste. Now, some of the leaves are really very small because they're from my garden. So I'm putting them, right in the middle. But if the bigger leaves, you can put it onto one side. And just fold it over like this. You can take out all the extra rice paste that comes off and all the excess filling that might come off. And in this way, we'll just, do the same thing with the rest of the leaves. And now I've prepared my steamer and I've wetted a muslin cloth and just kept it on top of the straining part of the steamer. And then I'm just going to put these patoles to steam. Now we have to steam this on a medium to high flame for exactly 15 minutes. That's very important. And then let the steamer completely cool down before you open it up to check on the patoles. So put a timer on your phone or your watch for about 12 to 15 minutes, and then let the steamer completely cool till you're able to open it with your hands. It should be completely cool. And there, friends, your patoles are all ready. The aroma of these turmeric leaves just filled up my home like anything, and the flavor of the leaves just went all over into the patoles, and every bite was just divine. I know the leaves are really small, but they are like, organic because they're from my garden. And the thing is that I realized that, if I keep the leaves for a very long time, then they wilt away and dry away. So I use them up. And now I just peel the leaves away and look at the beautiful pattern of the leaves. The veins of the leaves have come onto the patoles. And you can see that the leaf has become transparent completely because all of that lovely flavor has passed on to the beautiful patoles. And then it's going to go directly into your tummy, all the beautiful flavors. And they look so dainty and they look so beautiful. Now in Goa, they normally make it during the feast of Our Lady of Assumption because it resembles, folded hands or hands in prayer. So that is one of the significance. So friends, enjoy this delight and have it, nice when it's fresh and just out of the steamer. Let's see today's delicious Goan Sheero recipe. Now let's go through the ingredients. Now here I have 1 cup of rava or semolina. Now you can use the fine rava or the medium rava. Next I have 1 cup of sugar. This is regular sugar. 1 cup of water. 1 cup of milk. Now this is half a cup of mixed nuts, that is raisins and cashew nuts, so 1/4 cup each, and half a cup of clarified butter or ghee, and a few drops of yellow or orange food color. So now in a pot, I've turned the flame on and I'm just going to add the water, the milk, and the sugar. And I'm just going to stir the 3 ingredients well together on a low to medium heat. And now I'm going to add a few drops of yellow food color. You can even use orange color, depending on what you like the color of your sheera to be. So I'm just using this yellow gel food color. And just stir everything till the sugar melts and let it come to a gentle boil on a low flame. Now in another pan, I'm going to add the ghee or the clarified butter. It's better that you add a melted butter. Then you're going to add the dry fruits and fry them till the cashew nuts turn nice and brown, golden brown, and the raisins swell up a bit. And then I'm just going to take out little bit of it for garnish. So about 1.5 teaspoons, I'm just going to keep it aside for garnish. And now I'm going to add the rava or the semolina to this ghee. And we're going to fry this for a whole 1.5 minutes because we want the semolina to get, the ghee nicely incorporated in it. So you can put a timer on your phone and for 1.5 minutes, just fry this on a very low flame, stirring continuously. And you'll get this beautiful aroma of the rava. So don't skip this step. This is really important for that light and lovely sheera. And now I'm going to add our water, milk, sugar, and food color mixture. See that it comes to a nice boil before you add it. And now you're just going to mix everything nicely together. And I'm just going to cover and cook this for half a minute, stirring in between just once. And you will see that everything has come together really, really well. So just mix everything really nicely together. And then after this, what I like to do is I just put the flame off, and I like to just cover and keep this aside for about 2 minutes without the flame on, without any heat on, but just cover and set it aside for 2 minutes so everything really comes together really well. So this doesn't take much time to get ready, but just cover and set it aside for 2 minutes so that everything really comes together well and you get this light and lovely soft and fluffy sheera. And now we are all ready to serve this. So here I've just taken a glass bowl and I'm just going to grease it with a little bit of clarified butter or ghee. And then I'm going to take a spoonful of the sheera. And just press it down like this. Just even it out. And then you're just going to take another plate and just keep it on top of it and upturn it like this. Just tap it a bit. And you'll see that it nicely slides off because we greased it with some ghee. And now I'm just going to put the lovely fried raisins and cashew nuts on top as a garnish. And just for it to look even more pretty, I'm just going to add a few mint leaves. This is completely optional, but it just makes it look so pretty. And that's it, guys. Your lovely Goan Sheero is all ready to enjoy with a hot cup of tea or coffee. So I hope you liked today's recipe. Do give it a try and do leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a friends, and welcome back to Akshata's recipes. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're going to make Goan Godache Fov, which is poha. In Konkani it's called Fov, F-O-V. And it's this beautiful light dish which has not much preparation, has no oil. It's just made with very few ingredients that we have in our kitchens. So let's go ahead and make this beautiful recipe. So friends, let's see today's lovely recipe. It's super easy. Now here I'm using the medium poha, but you have to use the thick poha or the medium one. I'll explain it to you at the end of the video. Now here I've taken a colander or a sieve or a sift, and I'm going to wash and rinse this poha under running water really well. Just run your fingers through it, see that all of it gets coated and rinsed with the running water. And once we do that, we're just going to set this aside in the colander itself for 15 minutes. So just set it aside for 15 minutes. Then it becomes nice and soft and puffed up. So this is a no cook recipe, no oil, nothing used. Now here I'm grating half a cup of coconut. We just need half a cup of coconut for this recipe. Now I'm going to add this cup of coconut to a large plate. Here I have half a cup of Goa jaggery that I've grated. If you don't have your get this jaggery, you can use regular jaggery that you have at hand. I'm going to add just a quarter teaspoon or 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and we are going to mix all of this really well together. Now, if you have granules of the jaggery, just crush them up along, with your fingertips till everything gets really nicely mixed up. So now we are going to add the poha to the other ingredients, and again we're going to mix everything really well. Now since we're using Goa jaggery, so the entire mixture should be nicely coated with the Goa jaggery so that you don't have any white color left. So that way it gets nicely mixed up. And that's it, guys. It's all ready to enjoy with a nice hot cup of tea. Really simple. Now just a few tips is that you have to use this thick poha, not the thin poha. You get thick, medium, and thin. You can go for the medium or the thick, not the thin poha. Now you have to, like I showed you in the video, you got to wash the poha in a strainer. You don't have to soak it in water. Just wash it really well under running water thrice, and then just keep it aside for about 10 to 15 minutes till it nicely puffs up. Then you're going to take the Goa jaggery. Now, if you don't get your hands on Goa jaggery, you can use your regular jaggery that you have at home, the yellowish or brownish color one. Just grate it very well, because that will help, in it mixing really well with the coconut and the salt. And that's about it. So it's a very easy recipe. It's pretty healthy. It's a nice, evening kind of a snack with tea, or in the morning for a light breakfast. So if you like today's video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to Akshata's recipes. Spread the word about my channel with family and friends. And I'll catch you soon in my next video. Bye guys. With today's delicious Goan sweet buns made with whole wheat flour. So let's go through the ingredients. Now here I have 1 ripe banana. This is 1 cup of whole wheat flour, the flour that we use to make our chapatis, not the maida. This is about 4 tablespoons of dahi or yogurt, which is homemade. I'll leave a recipe of how I make the curd at home. This is about 1/4 cup of sugar. You can use it as per your taste. You can lessen it or increase it. This is 1 teaspoon of soft or fennel seeds. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. This will help the buns rise. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi. And half a teaspoon of ova or ajwain. Even this elevates the taste, and just a pinch of salt. So now I've taken a bowl and I'm going to peel the banana. The banana has to be a little bit ripe, not raw at all. And now we're just going to mash it up with a fork. It doesn't have to be overripe. It just has to be ripe that you can eat it. Now mash it up well with a fork. Now I'm going to add half the quantity of the sugar. And I'm going to mash it up well. Next, I'm going to add the remaining quantity of the sugar. Then just a pinch of salt. Next, I'm going to add the baking soda, mix it in well, then goes in the turmeric, then the fennel seeds and the ova. So now mix all of this really, really well. And now we're just going to do a taste test just to see if we need to adjust the salt, the sugar. I needed to add a little bit of sugar, so in total I added about 1/4 cup of sugar. Next, I'm going to go with the curd. Mix all of this really well. Now we're not going to add a single drop of water. Again, do a taste test before you add the flour, and once you're convinced about the taste, then you add the whole wheat flour. Now mix it in really, really well. And now we're going to just knead this into a nice soft yet firm dough. I just added about 4 tablespoons more of flour, so just adjust it as per your the flour, because all flours are a little bit different in consistency, and we want a nice firm dough like a puri dough. And then we're going to set this aside and cover it and let it rest for 8 hours. It's very important that you keep it aside for 8 hours. You can refrigerate it also for 8 hours, or just keep it in a nice cool dark place. Now after 8 hours, everything has come together and it is set really well. And now I'm just going to make small line-sized balls. Now with 1 banana and 1 cup of whole wheat flour with, just about 4 tablespoons more, I got exactly 15 sweet buns. So now I've kept some oil for heating, about 2 cups of oil for deep frying. Now I'm going to roll out the balls. And as I roll them out, I'm going to then keep a plate or a thali at the side and place them, a little apart from each other so that they don't stick to each other. So just place them on the thali so that you have all your puris ready before you start frying, so you don't have to concentrate on the rolling out of the buns and the frying. So keep them all ready.
And then all you have to do is just deep fry them on a low to medium flame till they nicely puff up like this and become golden brown in color. So when you're frying them, just keep an eye on them. Don't let them get burned. Don't let them, get absorb too much of oil. So just immediately when they puff up, just turn them around, and then put them on some tissue so that all the excess oil gets drained up. Now your oil has to be really nice and hot for them to nicely puff up. And they should be nice and golden brown like this. The turmeric also helps in giving a lovely golden brown color. And in this way, just fry all the remaining puris or the sweet buns. And this is such a delicious evening tea time snack. It goes so well with a nice hot cup of tea. Of course, it goes best with Goa bananas, but they're not available here in Mumbai. I mean, they're available, but at very select places and not at all times. But the Goa banana, of course, has its own beautiful taste. So if you can get your hands on that, use that. And here it is, our lovely Goan sweet buns are all ready. They've nicely puffed up and they're really delicious. Let me just break one to show you all. And you can see how nice and double layered they are and hollow in the middle. And it's fried also very well. So do try out this recipe, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. This is Akshata signing off. Bye.
I hope you like today's recipe as well as today's video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also, by clicking the thumbs up icon, also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshata's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up, so just click on that. That way whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata saying bye, take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.